basically telephone customer service agent. And so that's the way it was until at the end of last year, we brought in one of what we call our specialty groups, which is our overdraft consideration team that helps customers that are going through tough times. And then in May of this year, we brought in our personal loan group. So that way, customers that are interested in learning more about loans or even starting an application, instead of what we were having to do before, which is like, well, we know you reached out to us through chat, but here's a phone number to call them. We can say, yeah, let me get you transferred right over, and now they can chat. And so ultimately, just continue to look at the successes we've had because volume continued to grow for them and great success stories for both of those specialty groups within chat being able to help customers in that unique way. And then how do we expand that to other groups within the contact center? Or at this point, I don't want to toot our own horn, but other areas throughout the bank have heard about what chat is doing and is very interested in how they can potentially jump on that train as well. So continuing, I think, to share the good news of chat and how we can expand that so other customers throughout the bank could potentially use that to get the help they need when they need it.
It's all about the end-to-end customer experience, right? Right, just because I'm in this part of the business and part of the bank, how do I now expand that to end-to-end?
Exactly.
And so the more business units we can get aligned to this messaging platform, it really creates that connected customer experience as well. So fantastic. First of all, I want to thank you both. I've enjoyed our time together. Get to know you both a little bit more, as well as just thank you for your generosity and the time you spent with us, and for being an incredible partner with LivePerson. So thank you again, and
so far they didn't show you nothing.
That meeting was the one that was the hands-on to show you something. And it was like a demo.
That was a great conversation, and now it is my turn to chat with two amazing customers and leaders who are actually using LivePerson to optimize and personalize a completely different part of the customer journey. And this time, it's their sales and marketing conversations. They're doing that by empowering their digital sales agents with many of the same solutions that you just heard about, along with some others that have been purpose-built for revenue generating use cases. As a CMO myself, I'm particularly delighted to introduce today two incredible revenue leaders, Chris Maloney, Chief Marketing Officer at Mr. Cooper, and Madhura Deshpande, Vice President of Digital Shopping and Sales at Signet Jewelers. So welcome to both of you. Today's Spark event, as you know, is centered on the assist phase of the flywheel. And this phase is all about equipping humans with the AI-powered tools and insights and the context that they need to really deliver a highly personalized, customized, tailored experience. So, Madhura, I'd love to hear a little bit from you about how you're using or planning to use AI in particular to really empower your sales agents to close deals and drive revenue.
Well, Ruth, first, I want to start out by saying what a wonderful partnership it has been as we started the AI journey earlier this year. Our first milestone was really implementing what we call our AI summarization. And that has created a lot of efficiencies for our agents. So imagine this. Our agents spend about 2 to 3 minutes on an average trying to wrap up their contacts, their calls, so on and so forth. And with the summarization, it's really giving us time savings around that. And we do millions of contacts every year. So it's a huge chunk, and we really appreciate that. The second thing, and this is in process right now, is the Copilot tool. And what that's going to do is it's going to help our agents give more, I would say, personalized and better responses to customers. And that's all going to be in real time. So that's super exciting as well. And, the tool really uses information from our websites, from our knowledge bases, as well as from prior conversations. It pulls on all of that and really gives that intelligent way of responding, that next best action for our agents.
Love it, love it. I want to go a little bit deeper on how sales agents can actually leverage conversations to drive revenue. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about a little bit later in the day with our Chief Product and Technology Officer, Alex Croman, is how LivePerson actually orchestrates experiences across the customer journey by identifying conversational signals and creating policies to surface that right conversation at the right time with the right context. So maybe both of you can share a little bit about how you're thinking of leveraging selling signals in particular. This is super interesting to me as a CMO, to drive actions like proactively messaging customers who are ready to buy, or maybe providing agents with those real-time selling insights and recommendations to drive revenue. And Chris, maybe we'll start with you on that one.
Sure. So just a bit about Mr. Cooper. We're now the largest mortgage company in America with about 6.5 million customers, mortgages in America. And the mortgage is most households' largest investment or largest asset. So it's a very important thing for them. And I think the key here is that we want to communicate with them in the channel they choose, in the way that they choose, and we want it to be a very professional and beneficial experience for them to interact with us. So I think that's why Live Person is such a great solution for Mr. Cooper to start off. In terms of the personalization, I mean, your home is your home. It's unique from every other home in the world. So we have a lot of data about your home. We know when you bought it. We know the value. We know the square footage. We know what it's worth. We know what you paid. We know your mortgage. So personalization is key if we're talking to you about your home. We have to make sure that it's particularly relevant to you. In the moment, we're giving you information that is relevant to you based on your financial situation. Similarly, I think one thing that Live Person helps us with for sure is the ability to capture real-time data that the customer may be interacting with you on. So they're asking questions, they're answering questions, they're giving information that allows you to personalize and tailor the experience over time. And so our agents who are using Live Person are able to create a personalized real-time experience based on that one-on-one relationship they're having in the chat, but also knowing a lot about that customer from our database. And so it's the combination of the two that I think is really magic.
I love it. Let's go for a minute from a financial services use case or your home to a high value, really intimate type of purchase that Signet powers. Maybe talk a little bit about how you're leveraging some of that technology in your case.
Yeah. So we use Live Person across multiple channels. We use it for chat, SMS, and WhatsApp. And as I said before, we do millions of conversations, and there is this gold mine of data that's available in the platform. So I have been very curious about using it to, to figure out, can we use this for more proactive selling? And, that's how sort of this whole proof of concept really started. So we started small. We pulled about 100 random conversations, and we said, let's kind of put this through the AI model and see what it gives us. And, a pleasant surprise, we actually found 30 really high potential conversations that have strong selling signals. And right now we are in the process of qualifying those leads. And what I'm hoping is soon we'll be able to operationalize that whole process where potentially either on a daily or a weekly basis, we are able to give sort of those leads to our agents, and they can proactively, either through email or SMS, what have you, reach our customers. And, hopefully in the short term, drive more sales, and in the long term, build even more and better customer relationships.
Very cool. I want to talk for a minute about conversational orchestration because, in a high value sort of intimate purchase like a home, or when you're dealing with your home, or when you're dealing with, jewelry, perhaps an engagement ring, it's important to make sure that the customer is routed to the most specialized agent with the right skill set, the right context, the right information at the right time in their channel of choosing. Maybe talk a little bit about how you do that, how you leverage orchestration to make sure that you are delivering that experience to your customers.
Yeah, so essentially we use routing and skills extensively, and we've done it for the last, over 4 years. And the purpose of that is to be able to send the customer to the right person or to the right bot to have the right conversation. So for example, right now we are in a place where very early on in the conversation, we can determine if, the bot can actually serve the customer well, or if we need to send them to an agent. And kind of taking that same idea forward, once somebody is actually routed to an agent, the skills and the routing helps us to determine whether we should be sending them to a generalist or a specialist, or even a Spanish or an English agent. So, all of those capabilities are really helping us do the routing and send customer to the right person or bot, like I said, at the right time. We have done a lot of bot improvements over the last year, and what we are seeing is amazing, really. Our web bot containment actually has gone up from 27% to 42%. Wow. So super excited about that. And our CSAT continues to be at an all-time high. It's 90% plus. So obviously, we're doing something right with the bots where the customers are loving what they're seeing. And then when it's not the bot, our agents are able to intercept quickly and sort of
Congratulations on that. Some amazing results. And I know, Chris, we're a little bit earlier in the process with Mr. Cooper, but you're thinking very aspirationally about routing and specialization and how you get the right agent in front of the customer at the right time. Maybe talk for a minute about that.
Yeah, and I think part of the inspiration is, and we talked last night, some of the early adopters to chat did so to reduce costs. And our belief, of course, is that chat has an opportunity to enhance the customer experience. This technology should make for a better, more personalized, more relevant experience, not a situation where you're being sent somewhere else to avoid communication with the human element. So we're big believers in the human element. I think that's the key to what makes LivePerson so brilliant for us. We want to connect you as quickly as possible to the right person who can help you with your unique needs. And in our case, sometimes you have to be a licensed loan officer to answer certain questions. So that's part of a unique thing about our business. They're the specialists in our space where we want to connect you to someone who can actually give you a rate and give you a quote and tell you whether a home equity loan or a refinancing of your home is a better option. It's a fairly complex thing to do. But the awesome thing is the customers that are chatting with us want to be in that channel. They are choosing to be in the chat channel. It's their channel of choice. And they may even be on their phone, of course. And they may even be on the subway on their phone, of course. And they're doing large transactions about things like, their home on their phone. And so we want to be there to answer their questions and to be their partner on these major decisions that they're trying to make. And so that's why I think LivePerson, the bringing together of great technology and the human element, is so crucial to us.
Chris, that was a great example of how technology can really empower agents to be more attentive, more personalized, more specialized in the moments that matter the most. It's interesting what you say, channel diversity is really important. When I look at my own children, I have adult children that are buying homes and they need to speak to mortgage lenders and their preference would always be to do it by chat. It's somewhat of a generational thing and we see it changing, and that's why it's so important that we show up where our customers want to meet us.
Yeah.
So one of the channels we haven't spoken about at length is voice. Medora, I know that your team recently implemented voice AI. Can you talk a little bit about how you're thinking of bringing voice into the digital fold to deliver those really connected conversations for your customers?
Yeah, absolutely. Voice bots specifically have been such an exciting addition for us. So we launched our first voice bot, I would say June of this year. And this is really around order status. So if you look at our phone channel, about 15% of our incoming phone calls are really about where is my order? And there is no reason for those conversations to be sent to agents or people having to wait for 10, 15 minutes on the phone. And they make a perfect use case for voice bots. So we picked that use case and we actually implemented the first voice bot. And we have seen a 4x growth in our IVR to SMS deflection. So that's a huge deal for us. And it's, again, creating lots of efficiencies for our agents. And then it's a great experience for our customers as well. So we are very excited. We are looking forward to launching even more voice bots later on in the year, especially around things like refund status, repair status, which are all, sort of easy, low-calorie things to convert into voice bots. So super exciting as well.
Very exciting, very interesting.
Now, diamonds are a big purchase. Do people actually buy engagement rings online, exclusively online? Does that happen? Is that real?
Well, you would be surprised, and it does happen all the time, right? And I think pandemic especially really accelerated that whole trend. My generation, I wouldn't ever think of buying like a big diamond purchase online, but it happens. We see that all the time. We have virtual agents who use the LivePerson platform, and they actually do the entire selling online.
Wow.
Recently, we had a success story, I guess, where somebody actually bought a $12,000 diamond engagement ring online, and we were just blown away.
Wow. Well, being able to deliver that customized, personalized, specialized experience, I think it establishes a sense of trust and confidence on the part of the customer that they can make their purchase that way. And we'll probably see more of that in the coming years, is my suspicion. I'd love to know from you, Chris. You asked a great question. You're also dealing with very high value, in many cases, sensitive customer interactions. Do you have an example of where one has taken place online through chat and been really successful.
Yeah, well, homes are a big purchase, right? It's for most people their biggest purchase. So the idea that you could buy a home exclusively by going out and looking at pictures and videos seems shocking to me, but it's happening every day. I mean, the technology is there for you to really go and look at a home, look at the neighborhood, get 3D images of everything. And so, yeah, I mean, we're seeing more and more of that technology take over where people can look at a home and buy a home online. And I think that's related to what we're doing with LivePerson in that those customers are the types of customers who want to interact with a loan officer on their time, perhaps by SMS, by chat, by chatting with their loan officer. Their loan officer becomes their friend, like their confidant, that they're doing the right thing, that they can afford the house, that they're getting a good rate. And it becomes almost like a real estate agent is to a customer. And sometimes these homes are being bought without real estate agents even. So the loan officer plays a really crucial role in helping that family or that person make a decision that this is the right decision for them financially, the right home for them financially. And it's occurring online. And if you're not where they are, you're missing out on their channel of choice. And so I think what's great about LivePerson is through chat and through SMS and the other technologies that we've been talking about, you're delivering a great experience, a high-level experience, a sales and marketing experience in the channel the customer chooses. What's better than that? I mean, that's the ideal scenario for a marketer.
Agreed. As a CMO, completely agree. I want to thank you both for coming today and sharing your remarkable stories. I especially appreciated that sales and marketing perspective. We don't get a chance as often to talk about that perspective, but it's exciting to know that LivePerson is fueling revenue generating opportunities, big ones even online. And your stories were great and hopefully have inspired some of our viewers today to consider how they can also deliver connected, personalized customer experiences to drive revenue. So thank you so much both for joining us. Of course, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are now going to bring things full circle today with one final and very important conversation. It is my pleasure to introduce the man behind all of the amazing technology that you heard about today, LivePerson's Chief Product and Technology Officer, Alex Croman. Alex, welcome to Spark.
Thank you, Ruth, and thank you to the incredible customers we just heard from. These were some truly inspiring insights and success stories.
I know your team is constantly working to arm our customers with new product innovations and enhancements to help accelerate their contact center transformations. So as you know, today's Spark event is focused on the assist phase of the flywheel. And I'd like to end off today by looking ahead to the next phase of the conversational flywheel. That's the automate phase. There is a ton of noise in today's market about automation and AI. Alex, can you talk a little bit about LivePerson's AI product vision and how we're helping enterprises take a super strategic, ROI-driven approach to automating their customer conversations?
Absolutely. At LivePerson, we are laser focused on helping our customers realize the ROI of AI. And we're doing that in a number of different ways. You've already heard about Copilot, our suite of agent-facing AI solutions. Unlike some of our competitors, we're not trying to create an all-seeing, all-knowing AI agent to fully automate the customer experience end-to-end. That's not what enterprises want, and it's certainly not something consumers are ready for. What we are releasing is a set of AI agents tuned to handle key conversational use cases that can be orchestrated together to produce the customer experience you want while keeping the control that you need as a business. This puts you in the driver's seat to manage GenAI technology, and it plays to GenAI's strengths, allowing you to keep the conversation factual and helpful. It also allows you to gracefully pair up GenAI with your human agents, helping them work faster and empowering them to focus on the conversations that matter most. Earlier this year, we released our Routing AI agent, which is being used by brands like Fifth Third Bank to intelligently route conversations to the right human or AI agent. We also launched our AI agent for data collection, which Open Universities Australia, a pioneer and leader in accredited online education, is using to talk to thousands of their potential customers, helping them understand their options and start planning their higher education. Their students love it, and we've got so many more industry and use case specific AI agents in the pipeline.
One of the things that I really love about this approach, Alex, is that it gives enterprises a really tangible and prescriptive roadmap for deploying AI agents. Other vendors are selling AI agents, we know this, but it feels to me like a little bit of a spray and pray approach that's disconnected from the data. Using the live person conversational flywheel, brands across industries can really identify these top customer intents, as you explained, or these use cases, and then they can automate and tackle those intents one by one, resolving them with purpose-built AI agents or intelligently routing those conversations to the right human specialist. So in financial services, you might have one AI agent that's tasked specifically to handle, for instance, credit card inquiries, and then you might have another for transactions. An airline may have a lost baggage AI agent and one that is dedicated to specifically rebooking flights. And you'll know which one to leverage under which circumstances because you'll use the data to really inform that decision making. So it would be great if you could talk about how we're making it very simple for brands to do just this, to onboard and deploy these industry-specific AI agents.
AI agents are a key piece of the customer experience toolkit, but we also know enterprises want control of the Gen AI experiences they're putting in front of customers. That's why we've launched AI Studio. It's our platform for building, testing, and tuning generative AI agents to meet enterprise requirements. We're going to be building out templates for those industry-specific use cases so brands can safely and easily automate their most common customer intents, freeing up human agents to handle the conversations that matter most. These templates will be highly customizable so enterprises can tailor and fine-tune them to their own customers' needs and use cases based on what the data is telling them. And by the way, AI Studio is also what some customers use to leverage the AI Copilot capabilities that you heard about earlier. And it's where we're continuing to develop enterprise-grade Gen AI capabilities like abuse handling, hallucination detection, and conversation orchestration. It's still in early access, but we're already seeing more than 20,000 conversations a month with AI agents built inside of AI Studio.
Wow. So I'm glad you brought up conversation orchestration because that's a very important piece of our product vision here at LivePerson. A lot of what we've launched, not just today, but over the past 6 months, is about making all of these enterprise systems, the LLMs, the AI, the human agents, work in harmony. At the risk of overdoing the orchestration metaphor, can you explain a little bit about how LivePerson is helping enterprises to become the maestro of their entire customer experience?
Absolutely. When it comes to AI solutions built specifically for the enterprise contact center, LivePerson's Gen AI capabilities are second to none. John spoke about the good enough digital solutions being sold by the legacy voice and CRM vendors. I challenge you to compare with LivePerson on all fronts. Good enough isn't good enough. But that said, we're not the only enterprise software vendor in town, and we know that brands are investing in a variety of large language model providers, voice vendors, CRMs, and marketing automation software. We don't think you should be tied to a single AI or CX vendor. In fact, we're here to help you leverage those investments and put them to work within the contact center in order to deliver some personalized conversations across the customer journey. Bring those capabilities into our platform and you'll increase the return on those investments by an order of magnitude without getting locked into a single vendor.
I love that. Alex, at our last Spark event, we announced our bring your own bot or bring your own LLM capabilities. And as you mentioned, those help enterprises avoid vendor lock-in and leverage their existing LLM and AI investments. What other orchestration solutions do you see on the horizon?
You know, the one that I'm particularly excited about is Policy Builder. Policy Builder leverages integrations with third-party software to detect signals within a customer conversation and then take action on those signals based on predefined rules or policies. Let me give you an example involving one of our world-class customers, United Airlines. Through LivePerson's integration with Quantum Metric, a best-of-breed analytics platform, United is able to listen to a variety of signals on their digital properties, including behavioral friction, error messages, and even fraud indicators. One of the signals they've identified on their website is what I believe is technically known as rage clicking. It's when a user repeatedly tries to click a button but can't get anywhere and they get frustrated. Perhaps they're trying to add more bags at check-in but missed a step in the journey, or maybe there was a break in communicating with the back-end system. This is obviously a very frustrating experience for customers and can lead to lost revenue for the airline. But with Policy Builder, the brand is able to create a rule that triggers a message asking the user if they need help adding that bag. On the back end, the conversation is connected to the original event, the rage click, along with the customer's information, and all that context is passed on to the best agent to address the issue. By proactively identifying and resolving these issues before they even hit the contact center, United has been able to reduce the number of frustrated customers calling in while providing a proactive and personalized experience right where the customer already is, whether that's their website or their mobile app. Of course, that's just one example of what Policy Builder enables. Brands can write their own policies for any number of use cases with or without generative AI.
I've definitely been a rage clicker before. I love that example.
I have as well.
Yeah, it shows in how you can intelligently orchestrate customer conversations. And it isn't just about optimizing the contact center, but it's a really important way that you can surface valuable insights that speak to brand safety and compliance and deliver more personalized experiences across the entire customer journey. So Alex, what is the next step for brands who want to learn more about all of the amazing capabilities that we've launched today?
Our product leaders and solution consultants will be running in-depth workshops on all the solutions that are generally available today, starting with our new enhanced GenAI Copilot capabilities and unified conversation analytics. We're also running early access programs for Agent Workspace, for Voice, AI Studio, and Policy Builder.
Nice. So if you're interested in learning more about how these capabilities can help you transform your contact center and deliver more connected and personalized customer conversations, just scan that QR code to schedule a demo. In the meantime, Alex and everybody watching, thank you so much for tuning into Spark. We will talk to you soon.